Hello everyone, I hope you are doing well and having a great Saturday. In tonight's forecast update, we will be talking about multiple winter storms that will impact the United States over the next several days. First, starting out with today's winter storm impacting the Great Lakes, portions of the Midwest and Northeast. And so first off, as you can see right here over the Great Lakes again and into portions of the Northeast and Midwest, as well as the Ohio Valley, you have snow falling into these areas tonight, and then rain mostly to the south of that, and some wintry mix mixed in with that into Ohio, Pennsylvania, and even to portions of New Jersey as well, Delaware. And so if we continue this on as we go into late tonight and early tomorrow on Sunday, you can see that snow band, that moderate to even heavy snow band in some areas into the northeast, move to the east. And you also have some light to moderate snow again falling still into the Great Lakes by late tonight into early tomorrow on Sunday. And then finally by tomorrow morning on Sunday, you have mostly snow here into the northeastern U.S. with some rain farther to the south into the southern U.S. But again, heavy, I would say at least light to moderate snow is expected into the morning hours tomorrow, on Sunday. And by midday, that low pressure continues to move on out to the east into the Atlantic, and then basically by about midday or tomorrow evening, I should say, most of the snow should be about out of there, but some lake effect snow could potentially start to work its way in late tomorrow night on Sunday and then even into Monday. Now looking at snowfall accumulations from snowfall forecast accumulations, for the Midwest from the National Weather Service. And again, snow has already fallen into much of these areas, but still into the upper peninsula of Michigan, even into Michigan, as well as Wisconsin, northern Illinois, northern Indiana, northern Ohio. Still some snow could still potentially fall, even again into northern Michigan. Some areas could see 1 to maybe 2 inches of snow, and then areas that, as you can see right here, into that kind of maybe 1 to maybe 3 or 4 tenths of an inch of snow possible into some of those areas there, again over the next 48 hours. Now looking at the northeastern U.S. for, again, the 48-hour snowfall accumulation forecast from the National Weather Service. And as you can see here, here's our basically cutoff, you could say, for that snow. So first starting out really in Pennsylvania, and then into New York State. Some areas again into Pennsylvania could see maybe 1, 2, 3, even 4 inches in some areas, and then even into the far extreme northeastern part of the state. Some areas could see 6 inches of snow. And then you also see kind of a band here, as well as kind of a dusting, maybe I would say a couple tenths of an inch of snow possible there. And then if you get up farther to the north, again into New York State, some areas could even see 11, 12, maybe 13, even 14 inches of snow, especially as you get closer to the western part of the state. But most of New York State will see at least 3 to 4 inches of snow. If not almost the entire state will see almost at least 3 to 4 inches of snow, with some of those, again, isolated areas seeing well over a foot of snow. And then as we go into New Jersey as well, you have some areas maybe seeing 2, 3, 4 inches of snow. And then into Connecticut as well, 6, maybe 7 inches of snow for almost the entire part of the state. And then as you get into Rhode Island, maybe 2, 3, even 4, 5, and 6 inches of snow possible in some of those areas. And into Massachusetts, widespread 7 to 8 inches of snow is possible. And then as you get farther to the kind of coastline, you get more into the 4 and 5 inch range. And then as you get into Vermont and New Hampshire, basically 6, 7, 8 inches of snow is possible into the southern half of both Vermont and New Hampshire. And then more towards the 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 inch range for the northern half of the state. And then as you get into Maine, again for the Next 48-hour snowfall forecasts, some areas could see 2, 3, maybe 4 inches of snow, and the northern part of the state could see a dusting to maybe an inch of snow. Also, just quickly looking at 24-hour ice accumulation, the forecast here from the National Weather Service, and again, some of these areas into Pennsylvania, Maryland, even into New Jersey, Delaware, some of these areas could see maybe a 1/10 to 2/10 of an inch of ice. So that is definitely something to watch out for, especially into these areas here into Pennsylvania, because the road conditions could become quite hazardous into some of these areas with 2/10 of an inch of ice. Now looking into next week for the other systems that'll move in. And so first we'll be starting out with Monday the 10th. And so as we get even into Monday night, you already have snow showing up across portions of the central US into Missouri, Kansas, Illinois, even into portions of Colorado. And then by Tuesday morning, you have a wintry mix already breaking out into portions of Oklahoma, maybe Arkansas, southern Missouri, and you have a pretty wide snow band, actually, maybe light to possibly moderate snow, all the way from Kansas to even Virginia, West Virginia, and those states in between. And so that is again by 18Z Tuesday, midday Tuesday. That is the 18Z time frame. And by that point, you have that system again slowly moving to the east, and you have just a kind of a cold rain, mostly to the south into the southern U.S. for the most part. But some ice is going to mix in, and a wintry mix is going to mix in into some of these areas where you will have those temperatures near or right at freezing, especially into areas that will have cold air damming. And then, as you can see, into Oklahoma, Arkansas, Kentucky, some ice showing up there for Tuesday night into early on Wednesday. But again, you have that, again, light to moderate snow band for those areas into the mid-Atlantic as well. And maybe some more ice by Wednesday morning into some of these areas into the eastern U.S. And then we're going to go back out here into the wider view. And then by Tuesday night into Wednesday, you have your other system moving in as well. So you're having pretty much back-to-back systems at this point, and you already have snow falling across portions, of the central U.S. And a pretty significant snow band is going to develop out of that as well into the central U.S., into Iowa, Kansas, Nebraska, Missouri, Colorado, even into Wyoming as well. And so once again, you'll see another, we'll zoom in a little bit here, you'll see another wintry mix start to occur across portions of maybe Missouri, northern Oklahoma, northern Arkansas. And you have that system moving to the east, basically to the northeast, I should say. And again, you have a wintry mix into portions of the mid-Atlantic, Ohio Valley. But you also have a, I would say, moderate to even heavy snow band to the north of that low pressure, moving in by late Wednesday night into Thursday morning there, especially across the Great Lakes. You'll have a pretty significant winter storm moving in by that point on Thursday, and more wintry precipitation moving into portions of the northeast and mid-Atlantic by Thursday morning. And again, that mostly stays rain to the kind of southeastern U.S. for the most part. But again, some of those higher elevations could see a wintry mix. And then as we get into midday Thursday, a wintry mix is still expected into portions of the northeast, and then even into the extreme northeast into Maine and the Great Lakes. That'll mostly remain snow. And by Thursday night into Friday morning, that system should finally start to move out, and again, you could see some more lake effect snow occurring after that system moves out, possibly on Friday. And then going back to the continental United States sector, you'll have your other system move in this coming weekend by Saturday the 15th, and that'll kind of move in by the 14th on Friday, but the system will start to strengthen a little bit by Saturday on the 15th. And once again, you're going to have another winter storm moving in by this point into the north central U.S. by Saturday. And by pretty much Saturday morning or Saturday afternoon, you're going to have that moving to the east across the Midwest and Great Lakes region. And we'll get to more of the finer details once we get closer to this, but again, it's just a little far out to kind of discuss the exact places this could occur, because again, this is as you can see here from the previous runs, this is again changing quite a bit on the GFS weather model. But again, I think places in portions of the north central US, especially into the Great Lakes region, into the extreme northeast, need to, not even extreme northeast, but basically the entire northeast needs to continue to watch this system and see how it plays out, because again, this could shift farther to the south or a little bit further to the north. But I do think we'll just see these back and forth runs, as you can see right here on the GFS. So again, we'll have multiple systems this week, and this week will be an active week for systems moving in. But that is the main things we'll have to watch and need to continue to watch as we get into this week and further into February. And finally, we'll be looking at the GEFS ensembles to show areas of above average temperatures and below average temperatures. And so, as you can see, already into the north central US and basically the northern half of the US for the most part is already seeing below average temperatures. And then as we get into early next week into Monday, you have well below average temperatures moving into the north central US and ridging again to the southeast for the most part, and that'll stay above average temperatures into Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, Georgia, Florida, the Carolinas as well. And then as you have those systems move in, you're just going to have basically constant moisture being kind of pumped into these areas into the eastern US, and that'll lead to some days of below average temperatures where you just have rain the entire day. But again, if you look out to the west and up here into the north central US, I mean, you have well below average temperatures by late this coming week into Thursday and Friday. And I think as we get into this weekend, this upcoming weekend to the 15th and 16th, that'll be the system that starts to bring these below average temperatures farther to the south, because you'll have a probably pretty significant trough move in further to the central US and then eventually to the eastern US. And as you can see here, those below average temperatures move to the east, and some of those areas that have been receiving above average temperatures are going to probably transition to below average temperatures. How cold it'll be, how far below average it'll be is something we'll have to figure out the closer we get to this. But again, I think you'll have quite a difference, you could say, from what we've been seeing as we get into late this upcoming weekend into the 15th, 16th, and 17th. That's when we'll see, likely we'll see our kind of a pattern change here with those colder temperatures across much of the US. So that'll be it for tonight's update. I appreciate all of y'all watching, and I want to try to have another video out maybe by early next week, hopefully by maybe Monday or Tuesday. If not, I'll have one out by midweek. But we're gonna again get into an active period, and I think we are definitely not done with winter for the southeastern US for sure, because I just think this upcoming pattern change after these winter storms will allow for again below average temperatures into the eastern and especially southeastern US compared to what we've been seeing. And we'll probably see systems farther south than what we've been seeing right now for sure. But again, that'll be it for tonight's update, and I hope you all have a great Saturday night and a great Sunday.